Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. Because of the way that I was raised, I'm in the habit of treating people who go with me to do things. This applies to men and women. The girls will immediately understand what I'm about to say, but for the men who don't get it, when you treat a guy to lunch, dinner, movie, drinks, he understands you're being nice. When you treat a girl to lunch, dinner, movie, drinks, that's a date. So they didn't see me as some rich kid who is basically buying their company for the day, for the afternoon, for the evening, right? Which is my habit. I had to break myself out of that habit because I did not hang around people who did that. You see, here's how it works. The person who wants the company treats the people that go with him, right? Well, then the people who go with him eventually want his company. So they have a treat day. But peasants don't do that. Peasants maybe will buy a round of drinks at a bar or something like that, but they won't like treat, lunch, dinner, movie. They won't do all that sort of stuff and even pick the people up, right? Be careful what you do with girls. Be careful what you do with women. Be careful what you do for women, because women, because of the history of how society treats women, see things completely different. They don't see themselves as equal. Regardless of what they say, they don't see themselves as equal. So when they run into somebody like me, which you never do, right? Unless there's that one rich kid in your high school that got a car when he was a sophomore or whenever you could get a car and drive it by yourself. Outside of that, if they ran into somebody like me who treats people for their company, they're going to see it as a date. Here's the problem. 1 year, it was like a whole year, and it was all compact into a year. 1 year, I ran into girl after girl after girl after girl after girl, whom I befriended, not on purpose, not intentional. They just happened to be in proximity of me, and that's how I work. If you happen to be near me, get ready because we're about to be friends, because I don't meet strangers. And I have 0 sense of what money is. Literally, I have no idea what it actually means. The impact of it has never quite hit me. The only time it hits me is when I don't have it, or when I don't have what I feel I should have enough of, right? So if I go below 10,000, below 20,000, below 30,000, I don't understand until I want something and it says, no, you don't have $30,000. How did this happen? So these women, several women, I mean, a lot of women, I said, let's go to the movie. Unbeknownst to them, the very next night, I said the same thing to John, Joe, Jacob, Jingleheimer, Schmidt, whatever. At the time, I didn't have a car or vehicle or anything like that, and I'm used to being driven anyway. So John, Jacob, Jingleheimer, Schmidt would have to drive me to the movie, drive me to the dinner, drive me to the lunch. So I thought it appropriate to treat John, Jacob, Jingleheimer, Schmidt. Well, Susie, Shaniqua, and blah, 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 also had to drive me, right? I treated them, and I treated them many times. The girls I'm talking about. And the guys. When I asked the guys, hey, why don't you ever treat me? They said, we don't have money. So that's what made me stop all of this. It wasn't for whatever reason, I never asked the girls. Not that I wouldn't have, but I just happened to ask the guys first. But I treated the women, and each and every woman said, you know I'm a lesbian, right? Every single woman, all in 1 year. And it was about 10 different women. Now, I was at a bar, and here's why I said, be careful what you say to girls, be careful what you say to women. I was at a bar, and here comes this girl that I went on several dates. I don't call them dates. That I treated her several times to stuff. And she said, oh my God, Shakaama, how you doing? You remember me? And of course she looked exactly the same. Yes, I remember you. How are you doing? She said, do you remember you asked to marry me? Let me explain. You know how people say, oh, I love that guy. Oh, I love my puppy. Oh, I love this bag. Oh, I love this t-shirt. You know, they're not saying they're in a committed relationship or they want to have sexual relations. They're just talking. Well, I used will you marry me in that same sort of vernacular. I, of course, did not mean anything. It came up in conversation, and in the context of the conversation, it was like, oh my God, Jenny, you are so funny. Will you marry me? This is just awesome. That's it. But I had several girls come up to me afterwards, months later, the years later. He said, do you remember you said that to me? I was like, okay, this is awkward. Here's what of course my brain is going through. This is awkward because I'm not saying I didn't say that. It's weird she's bringing this up. I know for a fact she really is a lesbian. I don't know what has gone on since then. Why is she bringing this up? Is she going to say yes all of a sudden? and I'm committed to this? But I, of course, said, I don't remember. I'm not denying I said that because I say it a lot. And I mean a lot. And I mean a lot. So you're not the only person. I don't mean it. I'm just kidding around. And you told me you're a lesbian. Please tell me that you're still a lesbian. You have to be careful with girls. You have to be careful with women. They will take everything that you say, even casually, to heart. You know how, was it, Scrubs? The white guy said, oh, on the first date, after we were having sex, I rolled over and I said, oh, I love you. And the black guy goes, you said what? He said, oh, it just came out. It just slipped out. Well, for me, that's nothing. And I would hope nobody would ever take me serious because I don't even consider people friends. I don't, unfortunately. However, I treat my acquaintances probably much better than most people treat their dear friends. Right? I treat them to stuff, never say anything cross towards them, always have a smile on my face around them. Never ask them for anything. Hey, with an acquaintance like that, who needs a best friend, right? Oh, when I bring gifts. If I show up to your house, I'll always have something in my hand for you or the house or whatever. Or if it's a party, I'll bring something for the party. I will remember birthdays when I can remember birthdays, and I'll bring gifts. And these are just acquaintances. To get to the point where I would call you a friend, I don't even know what it would take for that. Oh, more than likely, it would mean that I was on my deathbed and you did something for me. Something that I would like owe you my life for or something like that. Anyway, be careful what you say to women. Even lesbians, they take that stuff to heart. Even when you know that you're joking, and even when you know that they know that you're joking. Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show. And if you liked this video, please click the like button. No scam. And 72 virgins will be waiting for you at your front door. Thank you for watching.